Beg your pardon? Meredith, who is this coarse person with the foreign accent?
All right, Sami, welcome back again. I mean, before we go into all the apologies that I have for all the stupid shit that I said in the previous one before the season, I'm gonna be a big man and take responsibility for all my mistakes. But what about you? Do you want to start with real life or fantasy? Because there's a lot to apologize for here.
I have nothing to apologize for. I was absolutely perfect on everything.
You've been perfect, yeah. Speaking of perfect, in our league, just a quick update. Nobody cares except for us, of course. 6-2 is I am on top, where I rightfully belong. And you are 2-6, and that would put you at the opposite end of the scale.
Yeah, but I'm making a comeback, so yeah.
Yeah, you're only two games away from a playoff spot, I believe.
Yeah, I'm doing my best Baltimore Ravens impression, so I'm gonna hopefully get a huge comeback.
Yeah, we'll get to the Ravens. If you don't mind, we'll go division by division again, because there's something to say that we got wrong in all of them, but we also got some things right. Your fantasy embarrassment aside, we can start with the AFC East and the New York Jets, because that's your team.
Like my fantasy team, they're making a comeback.
They're 1-7.
Or maybe this was their only win of the season.
Yeah, and it's been so much worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean their games have been they've been scoring pretty well, but yeah, their defense has been awful. I don't know how that happened. So that's why they're like losing games.
Yeah, well, they had an epic. The most recent one was like an epic two shitty teams meet kind of game where stupid shit happened at the end and they somehow got a win, but they should be arguably 0-8. I was wrong about saying, clear house and all that, the GM and the coach and all that. I don't know, I kind of like this coach.
Yeah.
He exudes something. It's hard to say from the audience, right? We don't know what goes on in the building. So with GMs and coaches, everyone has an opinion. What the fuck do we know? But he, at least on TV, he looks like he knows what he's doing,
Yeah, and it seems like the players really like him. So, yeah, he's a first-year coach, came from Detroit. Let's give him a year or two. I mean, he has the worst quarterback of all time, Justin Fields. I think he has the worst winning percentage of quarterbacks who've played at least 50 games.
Well, that was one of the few things I got right in our season preview, is that he's going to be awful, and that I was also right that he will have some fantasy spikes. And that's exactly what happened. He was absolutely awful, and in fantasy he had a few good weeks.
Yeah, and I was right that Garrett Wilson is still one of the best receivers in the league, so.
Yeah, but who would know when that
Yeah.
Who would know how good he is when nobody can get him the ball?
Yeah. Yeah, if he had a good quarterback, like he would be like easily top 10, maybe top 5.
Yeah. It's all made so much worse for the Jets because the Patriots are incredibly leading the division. We were saying in the preview that they might finally have at least a normal team. But they're a bit better than normal. They have a super easy schedule, right? They're playing shit teams left and right because they were so bad last year that they got an easy schedule. But still, they're 6-2, and they beat the Bills in Buffalo.
Yeah, that was a weird stretch that Bills had going on. They like looked unbeatable, and then they lost 2 easy-ish games in a row. So yeah, who knows how the Patriots are gonna do? Like, now it's looking like a playoff team for sure. Yeah.
Exactly, and they're like they're in the lead end with an away game in hand already against their rivals. So it's just possible that the Patriots, looking at their schedule, I mean, this is a stupid thing to say, but they might be going into the playoffs as the number 1 seed from this conference. The Colts are good as well, of course. But.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a bit stretch, but yeah, they might win the division.
Yeah. Bills have had it's just such a nothing season. Nothing to be excited about other than James Cook, the running back. we were saying that Josh Allen would play like a madman again and jump head on into touchdowns. And it's annoying for someone who drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues in the first round. He's not really doing that.
Yeah, he's every now and then he like gets those good games, but he's been more inconsistent this year for sure.
Yeah. Overall, the conference has gone to shit a little bit. In the AFC, you have injuries to Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. I mean, the whole conference is now just a big mess.
Yeah.
To the point where goddamn Steelers are. We're already skipping to the AFC North because the Dolphins don't need a mention.
Yeah, no. No, that's good. Yeah, the North is, the weird one is the Baltimore Ravens at 2-5 now, but yeah, they're still somehow gonna win this division. So
And you've absolute fantasy murderers there in the North as well. I mean, the Derrick Henry, right? Who would have gone very high in fantasy drafts, and
yep, I did take him really high, so I'm one of the victims.
yeah, he's been middling at best probably because once you take Lamar out, who is a running threat, the defenses can just focus on Derrick Henry. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, but I think the Ravens have failed with their defense. I mean, we said in our preview that they would have one of the better defenses, but yeah, I think he's in waivers in our league because nobody's touching that anytime soon. But
lots of mea culpas around from our preview, but it's always like this in the NFL. God damn it, anything can happen. I do accept one thing about the Dolphins, though, before we skip it. We're gonna soon have. Well, I recorded with this fashion executive recently. And it's gonna be one of the first episodes in the season we're starting now. But I mentioned Mike McDaniel or whatever his name is as he's like a negative fashion icon, like the opposite, because it's the saddest thing. The Dolphins are 2-6, and they are worse than the Jets, who are 1-7. Honestly,
yeah, it might be.
Fucking sad to watch. At least the Jets have this something about them that's kind of interesting, and they have this coach who's wearing those stupid trousers that end halfway.
I mean, he's a fantasy league coach by coaching the real teams.
Yeah, he looks like, I don't know what he looks like, but he looks like some kind of nightclub DJ who's just been lost and ended up on the field. And yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't think you can have a distinctive look. Players can have distinctive looks, right? They're millionaire, cool athletes, right? You can't have a distinctive, cool look. It's not even a cool look. It looks fucking nuts. If you're losing every game, it just becomes the saddest thing, right, to watch.
Yeah, we'll see how long he's going to stay at the head coach position. I think he might be one of the first guys to go.
Yeah. So, back to the AFC North. What did we say about the Bengals in our preview?
Probably live and die with Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Had a shit defense.
Burrow died, and yeah, their defense has been awful. Yeah.
Awful. Worst defense, possibly one of the worst in the league.
I think they have allowed the most points in the league.
Yeah. 253 points allowed, yeah. So we were right about that. Jamar Chase, incredible. But you know what we weren't right about? Like, live and die with Joe Burrow wasn't true. Jamar Chase, I benched him. I had him in our league. I benched him after Burrow got injured, that there's no way these tourists can get him the ball. But apparently anyone can throw it to him. I could be there and just chuck it in his direction, and he just goes and gets the ball. He's insane. He had 25 fantasy points with someone I can't even name as quarterback throwing it to.
Was it Joe Flacco there already?
No, it was before Joe Flacco, so it would have been Jake Browning, I think.
Browning, yeah.
Jake Brownhole. Got a lot of Brownholes this year in the NFL.
Yeah. No, but yeah, good receivers find a way to make any quarterback look good, like exactly like the opposite way. Like good quarterbacks can make just shitty receivers look good.
Exactly. Well, you look at Mahomes and Brady and Allen in the receiving core, they've never had superstar. I mean, Allen had Diggs for a while, but apparently that guy's a bit of a malcontent and a locker room problem. So he's not one of the all-time greats either. But most of these super quarterbacks, they can just throw it to anyone.
Yeah.
But Steelers are the big story here. Aaron Rodgers. How are they 4-3?
That's a Pittsburgh Steelers team. Like they're gonna finish above 500. Then they're gonna maybe make the playoffs and lose the first game. It's like
Yeah, listen to
point
this.
versus zeros. Yeah,
0. Points for 175. Points allowed 175.
Yeah.
I mean, normally that means they would have maybe a chance to get a wild card spot, but they're in the lead in their division comfortably.
Yeah, no, I mean Ravens are 2 games back and they're gonna get Jackson back, so I think Baltimore is still gonna win that division for sure.
Yes, that was super important that Ravens got that one win with their backup.
Yeah.
Chicago went and lost to the Ravens backup. I mean, that was huge for the Ravens. Now they have a chance.
Yeah.
Right? And that was another game that my eyes were crying blood watching that shit show. Awful. Overall comment before we go to the next division, where I have to apologize a lot, is a lot of bad days of NFL watching, especially the early window for us in Europe.
Yeah.
Lots of blowouts and then just horrendous quarterback play. Like,
yeah, this year has been interesting because it's hard to find like many teams that are actually exciting. Like, yeah, you have Patriots play good, but like, do you want to watch a Patriots game? Like, no.
No, but they're old school Patriots, right? Ugly and they win. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's hard to find like exciting games. So when you have like Jacksonville playing against Tennessee Titans, like nobody gives a shit about that.
No. So what happened there is when we did the AFC South, I said, who are these teams even? I mean, I've never even seen them on TV. Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans. Nobody wants anything to do with any of these.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Texans defense has been okay to watch. At least they're not terrible. Jaguars have been, depending on the game, either quite fun and quite all right, or total shit. But they're over 50%, 4-3. And then Colts. Colts are the big story of the season, right?
Definitely. If you had said before the season that Daniel Jones is 7-1 at this point of the season, like,
although
I don't know if I would have believed you.
I am waiting for that Daniel Jones game, though. One of his greatest hits, one of his classics. 92 yards and 4 interceptions or something.
I mean, that's going to happen in the playoffs, so.
Oh, yeah. So this is like the Colts are like the last year's Vikings, where they have this reclamation project of a quarterback, and then the playoffs hit, the big lights are on, and he's gonna shit the bed.
Yeah, I think so.
So far, he's the most important, best player in the NFL, other than his own running back.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. He's been like amazing. He's been carrying in my other fantasy league. I think he's been carrying years in our league. Yeah, like dude scoring like 3 touchdowns a game. It's crazy. Like what he's doing.
Yeah, his averages too. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Like what he's doing there. So I mean, I think that helps Danny Jones as well. Like when the defense has to.
They're really good otherwise too. Like the defense is good enough. Offense is, take away Taylor, Daniel Jones is playing like he is one of the best players this year. It's crazy. Yeah. Take away Taylor. Let's not jinx ourselves because we both have it in different leagues. But let's say he's injured or something, has diarrhea for a week. Nothing worse than that can ever happen to him, I don't think. You still have Downs, Warren, the tight end, incredible. What's Pierce? The deep threat of this Pierce character. They have a white receiver who's incredibly dangerous down the field, which I don't know. Is that an all-time first? I don't know. But yeah, they still have, and then he's fast. I mean, let's say you take the passing game away, then you still have to contend with Daniel Jones can run.
Yeah, he's not been running that much this season, but yeah, he has that threat for sure. But I mean, I just opened like who they played against, and they actually have only beaten like Chargers and Broncos. And then the other teams are like Titans twice, Cardinals, Raiders, Dolphins. Those are their wins. Like then they lost to the Rams, so they haven't beaten like really good teams.
No. So the Rams loss kind of gave that little storm warning.
Yeah. Like next week they're playing against Steelers, so Steelers can like be good sometimes, so that could be a good.
They don't have the Steelers used to be scary in the sense that tough offenses come. Are they at Pittsburgh? Okay, so it used to be like this where all right, these really fun to watch terrific offenses arrive in Pittsburgh and the Steelers, and it's like minus 500 degrees outside and they shut it down and the Steelers defense kills them and the
Yeah.
game is like ends like 13-9 Steelers. But they don't have that this year. I don't think Pittsburgh has that this year. Maybe I'm again wrong, but it doesn't look like their defense is shutting anybody down.
No, not so far, no. So they really have to do something there. But it would be an interesting game to see.
Yeah. Titans and Texans, really very little to say other than fantasy-wise. You need to apologize for Nico Collins, who's been a major letdown.
I mean, I think he's good, but like CJ Stroud has been awful. Like he had a really good rookie season as quarterback, but like after that, he's been like, no.
Yeah. He's not as bad as he was in his second last year. I thought he was a bit. This game now, who did they play this weekend? It was they beat someone.
They beat 49ers.
Yeah, he was good in that. They killed the 49ers.
Yeah.
The 49ers didn't get to touch the ball for an hour and a half. They killed them. The score wasn't, I don't know what the score was, but I watched some of it and they had no chance.
They've been better lately, but like they started season awfully, and Stroud still has like 11 touchdowns in 7 games, so
It's not great.
Yeah.
No, and they have the running back situation. Obviously, they have the Chubb Marks kind of committee 50-50 thing that has made them uninteresting in both fantasy and real life.
Yeah, I guess the defense has been like really surprising. Only 100 points against in 7 games. Like that's I hadn't actually realized that it was so good.
They're very good, yeah. The defense is very good, yeah. With the AFC West, here we were right about Broncos defense, right? We can get some applause about that. They have been just as good in real life and fantasy as we thought. Not as many takeaways that are fantasy points, right? Interceptions and fumbles, not as many as some other defenses, but
yeah, and I think now they lost Certain for a long time, so that's gonna be bad.
But if you're right about something halfway through an NFL season, that's already an achievement, right? This is a tough game to predict.
No, we got the whole division pretty well. I think we said that it's gonna have 3 playoff teams. Certainly look like that.
Yeah, I believe we said they had 3 playoff teams the previous year, and then I said something that I was kind of wrong about. I said that either the Chargers or the Broncos will be really good in this because they play each other. Therefore, I thought it was unlikely that they can both be this good. But halfway through the season, the Broncos are leading the division, 1 game ahead of both the Chargers and the Chiefs, who are third. But they will win this because they're the Chiefs. They'll win it. They'll probably win the goddamn Super Bowl.
Broncos have only played like 1 division game, and they lost that, so a lot can still happen there.
Yes, we were right about Chiefs defense as well. Chiefs defense has been quite stingy, 131 points allowed through 8 games. Yeah, not bad. Chargers, on the other hand, their defense seems to be a major problem.
Yeah.
And Herbert's been good, right?
Yeah, Herbert's been good. He has surprisingly had a lot of receivers that have been getting the ball. I thought it was going to be just Lad McConkey, but like there's almost 4 guys with 400 yards. One of them is their tight end. And they're still doing good even though they lost their like rookie running back. So Chargers have been really impressed offensively.
The Chargers have had a couple of fantasy really good pickups sort of late round. The running back who got injured, Hampton, was a no-name going into the season. And then the guy who replaced him, Vidal, has been pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And I was very, very wrong that the Chiefs would be irrelevant in fantasy.
Yeah, that's been crazy that Mahomes has been like the best fantasy quarterback this year.
Yes, we said, I'm going to say this is a team mea culpa because you agreed that they would win 15 games and be completely irrelevant in fantasy and stay away from them. Meanwhile, Mahomes has been one of the best fantasy quarterbacks. Kelsey has been very A-OK as a fantasy tight end, either top 7, top 6, whatever. And Rashee Rice, who I let go for free in 2 leagues.
Oh, he was suspended for like 7 games.
Yes, but came back from his suspension and scored 3 touchdowns last night. And so there's a lot of mea culpas there, but overall, I think they look more like they're gonna win 12 games and be very, very relevant in fantasy.
Yeah, this comes down in their division games, so it'll be fun to see how that shapes out.
All right, at the bottom of the standings and bottom of the fantasy pile is the Raiders. Mega murders there, huh? How many of these guys did you have?
None. I said there are exciting players like Aston Genty. I tried to get him in my. I was thinking between him and Trey Taylor in my other fantasy league, and I went with Taylor. So
You lied to the people.
I said he's an exciting player, and I think I have a waiver pickup going on in our other league. So he might be one of my guys soon.
Yeah, I possibly might. I mean, if you're trying to pick him up and I am as well, then you'll get him because you're awful and you're on the bottom of the standings. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe target him now. If people have given up on him, try to trade for him when he's cheap and trust that all that hype means that he's very, very talented and they'll figure something out and he'll explode for the second half of the season. That's my move as well. If you've drafted him, you're fucked already. So, Brock, what's his name? Brock Bowers. Yeah, one of the all-time coolest name category, but he has not been. He got injured, right?
Yeah, he got injured. Like, did he play in the last? No, he still hasn't played.
He
hasn't played in a month. No.
Also, their quarterback situation was like so bad. Not that anyone would have taken Gino in any leagues, but just in real life, it's been a lot worse than anyone thought, right?
Yeah.
He was considered okay, like a middle of the pack quarterback.
Yeah.
Can't get the ball to any of them. Who else do they have? Receivers. Who do they have?
Jacoby Myers. I mean, you could target Jacoby Myers in fantasy because I think he might get traded in real life. So maybe he can get to a better team, maybe like Patriots or something. Steelers.
To the Patriots. Isn't that where he came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
So someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah. The Steelers have a secret. They could get someone like Myers for a little bit of help in the receiving core, and then they just need to figure out that the offensive line needs to give Aaron Rodgers, who's still an extremely good thrower of the ball, he needs to have 2 seconds. Just give him 2 seconds, he'll be fine, 2.5. If you can give him 3 seconds, you'll win,
Yeah.
He was running in that, what was that, Packers game they played last 2 nights ago. He was just running like for his life. You can't, because Micah Parsons was just chasing him like a hungry, ravenous dog,
Yeah.
Anyone else? So we gave a couple of tips there. Genty, Myers from the Raiders. Anyone else in that conference to target for a cheap trade or pickup for the late games here?
I mean, if Rice is still available from the Chiefs, if somebody hasn't picked him up already, Rashee Rice.
Well, the other managers in your league would be blind if they haven't looked at it. Yeah, I mean the Talking Ass League is a little different because it's such a small league, and you need actual superstar power. It's not about these decent players. Decent players won't get it done. You need high power guys, and in that case, to get Rashee Rice, I would have to throw away someone who's pretty good, and I don't know if I want to. NFC, I think all the excitement is in this conference, right? Since all those quarterbacks got injured in the other one.
Yeah, this is a lot more tougher to predict how it will go.
Yeah, And here we have some excitement, right? Tampa, obviously, no one knew this Egbuka guy would be a real go-getter. And then Mayfield he finally had a bad game now, fantasy-wise, but in real life, they won the game. Who cares? But he's been in fantasy and in real life a potential like MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Great season.
Yeah, I don't know if in our preview episode I was able to sneak in Egbuka's name in there, but like he was definitely on my Excel sheet for that episode, but we couldn't like go too in depth of the team. But like I definitely had heard about him and he would be good. And now with like Mike Evans going down, like he's gonna be it.
Well, they're both down. Godwin and Evans, fantasy killers, obviously. I had one of the two or both in a bunch of places as late round picks because they were cheap and everyone thought they would get injured, and everyone was right. They have been injured all year, so that's that for them. I did get rid of both of them at various stages, so it hasn't been that. I never took a big hit because of them. It's just they've been taking a roster spot on the bench.
Yeah.
Why don't they, like, Godwin wasn't put on injured reserve? That's so unfair. Like he's been gone for weeks and weeks. You know, give me a chance to get someone else.
Yeah, I don't know when he's coming back.
I do have to say MVP wise, obviously Mahomes is gonna win it again. It's just that's how it goes. He has been legit good. And I have to say another thing we forgot to say that we were wrong about, that Mahomes doesn't really put himself at risk in the regular season. He's only in this for the championships. He's been running, it feels like, a hell of a lot, and doing those plays that he normally does in the playoffs, which is, you know, scrambling himself and fighting for a first down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, looking at the stats, he has like 35 rushing yards per game. That's more than their running back.
Yeah, more than any of their running backs. Yeah, don't touch those running backs. Anyways, NFC, Eagles, NFC East, unsurprisingly on top, right? 6-2. They've had a couple of bed-shitting games, though, where it's been a little shaky.
Yeah, I think they're entering the old Kansas City Chiefs mold, that they're just like cruising through the regular season. I mean, they have so much talent that they're really just getting things done.
Yeah, AJ Brown, who I have in one league, there's a lot of scuttlebutt that's not good about him, that he's not happy with the whole situation, and that's not good. I mean, they might trade him, right?
I don't think they're gonna trade him. I mean, the past few games he's been really good, getting some points, yards on the boards. Yeah, it would be stupid for them to trade him unless they get like of equal value. Yeah, they're a Super Bowl candidate, so they're not gonna trade their number one receiver away. Like, that's just bad management.
Anyway, who's next? Cowboys.
Yep.
Most embarrassing defense to watch in the league.
Yeah, I think that's been Dallas for a couple of years now. Prescott has been good. Javonte Williams has been really good as a running back. Like, he has a touchdown per game. Like,
Yep. I picked him up, so I was right about that. Everything else about the Cowboys, I have to apologize for. Prescott, I shat on him. He's been in real life and fantasy very, very good. Him too, though, same as Mayfield, this past weekend, finally a slightly shaky game. But he was probably due for one of those.
Yeah.
If it's only that one, then he'll have an incredible season and they have a chance here, even with that horrendous defense. But they won't win a playoff game anyway with that defense.
No, I don't think so. It'll be hard to see them in the playoffs. Like, Washington is going to get Daniels back. I think they're going to be a lot better than Cowboys. So there's too many like pretty good teams in NFC. So I don't see Dallas as a playoff team.
No, but in their own division though, I mean, Washington, obviously another quarterback like superstar that was lost to injury, Jaden Daniels. So they've been very disappointing, right? 3-5.
Yeah. When is he coming back?
I have no idea. It's tough for me to follow anyone who isn't on my teams, you know? To me, they're barely human if they're not on my fantasy teams, right? Do they have any human rights is the question. But yeah, Other than that, we were right there. The Commanders have been a bit of a stay away fantasy-wise. Terry McLaurin injured.
Yeah, they have just too many injuries.
And then the running backs, you never know.
I think I said to avoid this team a little bit because I think they overachieved last year. And, you have the Jaden Daniels sophomore slump possibility. Well, now he's been injured, not slumping.
We'll take the small wins from our preview. Well, this was a small win.
Yeah.
Avoid in fantasy and in real life, probably going to miss the playoffs. So
I don't know. Well, we'll see when Daniels comes back. Like, he might set a fire in this team.
Yeah, everyone's all hot in fantasy leagues about this what's his name? Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Yeah. He's had one good game.
Yeah, I'm now dealing with a trade request that has him as part of a trade for Josh Allen. And I'm like, well, he's anyone could run in Washington, right? I mean, they're all...
Yeah.
They have these Rodriguez characters and the what's his name? McNichols. Any of them could run.
Yeah, I mean, this Krosky Merritt had some hype in training camp. So I stashed him in my other league. I put him in my bench, stashed him there. And then finally when Eckler went down and he got the number 1 running back job, he didn't do much. So I benched him again, and that's when he had the over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, of course. And then I put him back in, and now he's been terrible again.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still young, and we'll see when Daniels comes back. Like, he might open up his game as well. So we'll see. It's still a good stash to have.
So Commanders, avoid them. Nothing for the rest of the season either. Giants, you said something about Giants defense, which was kind of true.
Yeah, I said their defensive line is good.
That's true, they are, but I did also say that they're going to lose all these games, so that's not going to help much.
But now they've gotten so unlucky, like Neighbors going down, like he was having a good season. Then they have Scatterbo, who was great, and then whatever the hell happened to his ankle.
Yeah, I never managed to get these, every season has these couple of guys who come out of nowhere, and then everyone tries to get them off waivers. I'm always doing too well to get anyone. This time, I had Scatterbo and Judkins, the Cleveland running back. And then Scatterbo got injured, obviously. But yeah, Giants, very unlucky. I mean, they've lost everyone in their prime, basically. Neighbors, Odell Beckham, and now this new Scatterbo guy. It seems like it's like a cursed team.
Barkley got injured as well.
Yeah, Barkley as well. They had Barkley injured in his prime.
Yeah, it would be fun to see like how many of these were in the MetLife Stadium, their home field, which notoriously has like a really bad turf that's like hurting everybody, and they refuse to switch it to a proper grass. But like,
yeah, so that too, the turf thing.
Jets also have had like a lot of injuries go down like that, but obviously they haven't been like star players because they never had one. But yeah, avoid Giants.
Yep. There, we were right about something again. Packers, you said this is NFC North now. You said in the preview that there would be a lot of targets for the quarterback, which means none of them would be super valuable. I think you were right, except for the tight end. I mean, Tucker Kraft has been a revelation.
Yeah, he's been really good as a tight end. I mean, he's catching touchdowns, and apparently Romeo Dopes gets all the wide receiver touchdowns. But like otherwise, the targets have been.
And now they're healthy again. Now Golden is back, and I would stay away from these receivers because they're too thinly, like they're too spread out, right? Too many weapons.
Yeah.
Kraft and Dobbs seems to be his favorites, though. John and Lowe's.
Yeah. Love has been good. Like, he hasn't gotten to touchdowns, but he's been like solid.
Solid quarterback, yeah. So out of that division, Packers, Lions are obviously going to the playoffs from there. Lions, though, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has been just as incredible as everyone thought. Other than that, though, I don't have any of them, so I haven't really followed.
I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver this season, along with Puka Nacua, but like, He's been on my other fantasy team, and him and Taylor are carrying me in that season.
You have both of them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. It's tough to beat.
And Jordan Love from Packers.
Yeah. We did say take everybody. What about Goff? I mean, these were take everybody teams. The Lions was.
He's had a few down games, but like otherwise he just wins. Yeah.
The Bears, mostly Caleb Williams has been really disappointing. In real life, I'm saying. Fantasy, I don't think anyone cares. I don't think anyone would have him as their starter, right? That would be a mistake.
Yeah, they had a 4-game win streak despite like Caleb Williams. Yeah, looking at him, he has 9 touchdowns in 7 games. That's not a lot to be excited for. I think like their defense like scored touchdowns. I don't know how they're winning this game. They have scored some points, but like I don't know who's scoring.
But their point differential is still negative. I mean, I would say they're going to be a losing team by the end of this season, right? Currently 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lions scored like 50 points on them.
Yeah. In the Vikings, we had the quarterback situation. I think it's been like a secret benching of what's his name, McCarthy.
Yeah, he's been injured. Now he's coming back because Carson Wentz got injured. So we'll see how he comes back. But he has not been impressive, JJ McCarthy. He had the first game was good, but after that, not much. And they did let go like Sam Darnold, and he has been really good in Seahawks.
What a hilarious error that was, right?
So they really have to ride JJ McCarthy and like just hope that he'll be better.
Yeah. Letting Darnold go. So the Vikings, they had in recent years, am I wrong, but they had Daniel Jones as well?
Yeah, maybe.
They had him as a third quarterback or something, who's now incredible in Indianapolis. They had Sam Darnold, who's now really good in Seattle, and was really good for them.
Yeah.
So why did... Yeah,
they had like 14 wins last year.
And now you have a situation where you've ended up with Carson Wentz, how that guy has an NFL job still is, I don't understand.
They just had to get someone who.
Yeah, he is not, like, I hate watching him. I always have. I never liked watching him in any of the teams, but probably a nice person, right?
Sure. Don't know him. Yeah.
Statistically, he plays in the NFL, so maybe not,
Yeah.
But yeah, how the Vikings ended up in this situation is just insane. They're gonna miss the playoffs by a mile, right?
Yeah, they drafted McCarthy and now they have to write him out.
Yeah, it's over for them. Also, Jefferson, Addison has been more of an interesting one because you would have gotten him in the late rounds, and he's been pretty okay.
Yeah, since his suspension, like he's been pretty good. I mean, Jefferson's still getting the yards, but like only 1 touchdown is not good.
Not good, no. NFC South, obviously, Buccaneers are running away with it, but the Panthers, another team we have to apologize for. The Panthers, we thought, like, what? They have some wins.
Yeah, they won against Falcons 30-0.
Yeah, they blew out a team. Overall, though, I mean, they will also miss the playoffs. They will have a losing record by the end of the season, but they'll be in the middle of the pack, right? Like, they're not a bad team. That defense is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. They have like good games and then they allow 40 points, and then they have a okay game and then they allow another 40 points. And it's been, I don't know. They had a good stretch, but that was because like Rico Dowdle had like 200-yard games back to back, which was crazy. And
yeah, some anomalies there, right? Like things that won't be repeated. Like Rico Dowdle, whoever was lucky enough to have him on their team for those 2 weeks, got like 40 points out of him twice.
Yeah.
Good for them. But then what also ends up happening is you may have won those 2 weeks, you'd hope. But then you're stuck with him now, and now you probably lost someone off your roster that might be more valuable going into the second half of this.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where now you, especially for you, Sami, if you're in last place, you're going to have to start getting some wins here.
Well, I started last week already, so I'm trending up.
Your opponent didn't have a quarterback in the lineup, so that helps.
Well, I would have won despite that. Like I finally had a good myself, and I wasn't screwed up by lucky opponents.
I had over 150 points in both my leagues, I believe. So that was tough to beat. I'm very middle of the pack in one of them, but in this talking ass league, like I'm gonna have to win this, and then pay for the other league, where I most likely won't. Yeah,
That's how I did last year. I won the other league, and then I had to pay for this league. So.
yeah. The rest of that division don't really deserve a mention. In fantasy-wise, though, Falcons, Bijan Robinson, and Saints, Alvin Kamara. I think Bijan Robinson is still, you should start him in your lineup, but he hasn't been like he hasn't blown me away, right?
Yeah, this Falcons team has been like really disappointing. Phoenix has been really disappointing.
Was it a disappointing Phoenix?
Yeah, he has 5 touchdowns in 6 games. Like, what the hell is that? Like, this was supposed to be the next superstar, according to Falcons fans. But
Very uninteresting team overall, the Falcons. Saints, Alvin Kamara has been a disappointment. I have had him at various stages in both my leagues. I mean, I thought it would be a no-brainer when you have a young quarterback who's not that great, that he would just chuck it down to Kamara all the time.
no, but defenses they're gonna be looking out for that. So I had Saints as my favorite for the first overall pick. So I think it is really trending that way. So
Well, especially since your stupid New York Jets are starting to win games for no reason.
yeah,
There's like no reason to win right now.
yeah.
This is stupid. Why do they want to ruin their chances for a number 1 pick? What's the point?
I mean, players are playing for their jobs. That's how it goes in the NFL. Like, you have one bad year, you're out of the league.
That's true. That's true. So the players have an incentive, but I don't know. Not for the superstars though. Garrett Wilson is gonna find a job, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the West is the best division in this conference too. Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, they're all gonna go in the playoffs, right? You would think.
Yeah. I mean, again, they haven't played that much against each other in this division.
49ers have been the hilarious because they're doing it with Mac Jones,
yeah.
who again, how's that guy still have a job?
Yeah. I mean, you just stick around as a backup and then wait for your number 1 QB to go down. But surprising here has been McCaffrey for 49ers. Like, everybody's been counting him out because of the injuries, but now he's like been, along with Taylor, he's been the best running back in the league.
He's on fire again. Yes, we did say in our preview that this is one that you can't leave on the board if you see him in the first round.
Yeah.
He's now, I think, gonna start like really blowing up here towards the end. You think? He's starting to look like he looked at his best.
Yeah. 49ers will be interesting. They have hanging around like they're 5-3, and now they're getting Purdy back. Kittle came back now, and they might be a good team here.
Yeah, all those 3 will make the playoffs. Seahawks fantasy. When Darnold, obviously massive shocker. Sam Darnold, the quarterback, but Jackson Smith-Njigba has been one of the best wide receivers in the league, right?
That's why I have him.
Yeah, I don't have him in anything. I just didn't know. I mean, he went pretty early, I think. I don't remember how early he went, but it was like there was another guy there who had Darnold was a big question mark for me, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
I went for someone who has a better quarterback, but in the Rams, Nakua has been just as great, but we did say take the other one, Devontae Adams, a bit later, right?
Yeah.
In the draft, and Devontae Adams has been like value-wise, he's been one of the best pickups in fantasy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's Nakua gets all the yards and then Adams gets the touchdown. So it's been a good duo to have for sure.
Cardinals, nobody interesting there. Connor went out. I had him again. He was pretty decent for a later pick as a running back, and then got injured for the season. Probably career ending, right? It's possible that all these older, reliable guys, Evans, Godwin, Connor, that they won't come back from these. Like, it's one too many, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking bad for them, especially when the teams have like young guys doing well. Well, Cardinals don't have a running backs.
Cardinals don't have a young guy. They had that DeMercado, the supermarket guy, who dropped his loaf of bread at the door of the supermarket, you know?
Yeah.
Who dropped the ball like an inch before the goal line. Cardinals, I think Connor will still have a job for him if he recovers from this because they don't have anyone else.
I mean, he had a good game. Like, he had 8 carries for 90 yards for the season. It's like, that's really good. But, like, 71-yard run is one of them, and he dropped the ball. So that's not a good look.
Yeah. All right. From this conference, late season targets. You have anyone, Sami? You're the expert. Go for some crazy names.
Some crazy names. Well, depending on how deep your league is, like if you haven't picked up Tucker Craft from Packers yet, then like do that quickly for the tight end. If you have a really deep league, like now you can maybe get the Giants running back, Tyrone Tracy or whoever that was. He's going to be starting for the rest of the season.
Yes, Tyrone Tracy. I had that. From the AFC, we forgot to mention a late season pickup now that everyone's scrambling for is this Orondo Gadsden the second or whatever his name is. The tight end for the Chargers. He's been exciting. Obviously, it could just be a spike. He's worth a punt if you don't have anyone.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it depends on your league as well. If your flex slot allows another tight end, then that's helpful because now all the good receivers and running backs are gone. So
yeah,
our Talking Ass League is good because we don't allow tight ends in that slot. So if people start getting injured, you're going to have to start putting in fun names in that flex slot because you can't just put in another tight end.
Yeah, I wish we had 2 tight ends because I would love to play both my tight ends. So I have Warren and McBride here. Yeah, McBride has been good.
McBride has been just as good as he was meant to be. And then if you have Warren as well, yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But what would you give us as an overall grade for our preview, considering how it all went?
I think we did pretty good. I would say pretty good. Like the NFL is the best sports league in the world because it's so unpredictable.
B+, I think.
Yeah, nobody has been able to predict that Colts have been this good or anything like that. That Baltimore is 2-5. Like nobody's predicting that. So in that sense, I think we did pretty okay.
And with the take everybody teams, I mean, we Lions and Eagles were take everybody teams. I think, well, the Eagles maybe. Goddard has been good in fantasy, but Barkley was maybe the killer.
Yeah, I have 2 killers in Barkley and Henry, so
yeah. But they might explode.
they might be, yeah. If I can sneak into the playoffs, they might be dangerous. Like Henry has to play good because Baltimore needs to win some games. So I'm still hopeful.
All right, to finish with, you're gonna have to give a prediction. You've already done Super Bowl predictions. Here, I want a team in one from each conference that's gonna turn this around and make the playoffs.
They're gonna turn this around.
Or the other way around is gonna looks good now, but it's gonna shit.
Okay, one down and one up from each conference.
Okay.
All right. AFC, Baltimore Ravens are gonna be the up team.
Yeah.
I think in our previous episode I had them in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna stick to that. I think they're gonna still get up and make the Super Bowl.
Courageous.
Yeah, because I don't want to switch my. Colts are an easy down team. I think they're gonna start losing some games, but I don't know how low they're gonna drop.
I'll go something more difficult because you've taken the Ravens. I'll take my down team, the Steelers. I think it'll have to come at the expense of the Steelers if the Ravens start.
I mean, what's a down for them from 4-3? Are they gonna drop below 500?
They're currently leading their division. They're gonna drop below 500 and miss the playoffs. But just below 5. They're gonna go 8 and 9.
Right.
And then up. Jesus, I don't like any of these teams.
Yeah.
I don't like any of these teams other than the Ravens that are doing poorly.
Yeah, you can pick them.
I mean, you could say a slight up team will be the Bills. They will win that division, and the Patriots are coming down slightly, if that counts. If that counts. But other than that, I could do an up team with the Chiefs because they're third in their division. I'll say they'll win it.
Yeah, I would say they're gonna win the division as well, but they're still 5-3.
Yeah. What about NFC?
NFC, I'm going down. I mean, Panthers are 4-4. They're not going to be 500 team at the end of the year. It has to be someone from the NFC West. I think 49ers are going to start losing some games.
Okay.
I'm not confident about this, but like I'm going to choose them. And then up team, I don't know. I mean, Commanders will be better than 3-5.
Yeah, fair enough. The Washington Commanders will replace Cowboys as second in that division. That's true.
Yeah.
They'll finish second. I'm with you. I'll take it down here. That's tough when you get to go first.
Yeah.
I mean, Panthers is so obvious.
Be Falcons.
Cardinals.
Go up.
No, this one, there's no chance. Cardinals will not go up.
Oh, maybe Falcons go up.
Cowboys. Okay, this one. Vikings will challenge the 49ers for that wild card spot. They're only 2 games behind. You said 49ers might start losing.
Yeah.
Vikings might start winning. How's that?
That's good.
All right. Well, thank you for this, and we'll see how it all goes.
Oh, what's your Super Bowl pick now? What was your? You have Lions over Bills, or I think you had Lions and Bills.
Yeah, I wanted Lions and Bills, I believe. Do I believe that's still it? I can believe that's still it. Maybe Packers, Bills, or Bucks, Bills, but fuck it. I'm sticking with it, you know? I'm not going to change.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my Lions over Ravens.
All right. Cool. Well, I'll wish you best of luck in your other league that I'm not.
I'm 5th out of 14, so I'm doing pretty okay there.
I'll hopefully continue to murder everybody in our league, you know?
No, I hope I'll sneak in the 4th and I'll see you in the playoffs. How about that? How about that, 1 up and 1 down team?
That's the one. You think 1 up, 1 down is you think I'll start coming down and you'll start going up. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think statistically that's the most likely thing to happen.
Yeah, I cannot choose Sylvia, so I'll have to go with you.
No, that's too rude. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for your time. We'll do another one when the fantasy has been done and dusted and we're going into the real money gambling of the playoffs.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
Now that you've mentioned it.
They get those weak eyes from reading, those long, tiny little columns in the Wall Street Journal.